Just joining us that you are here today for MSP services offerings. Drive more recurring revenue with the right MSP packages. And once again, my name is Rich Akullian. I am the Business Development Manager here at Autotask, and I'm lucky that I get to work with our great partners, especially the guys over at Enable Technologies, Kevin Kirkpatrick and the team over there in partner development. I see improving things or things that they do to help improve their customers' experience, their partners' experience, get to go to their conferences, and I've been to their conferences around the world actually, and they always do a great job. I always love being with the Enable community, and especially when that Enable community is also Autotask users as well, because we've got a lot of Autotask and Enable joint customers that have our products very well integrated together. So guys, what are we going to cover in this session? I'm going to give a brief Autotask overview. Then we're going to go right into it. I'm going to kick it over to Kevin. He's going to show you how to drive more recurring revenue with the right MSP packages. We're going to wrap up in special offers. We got a great special offer from Autotask and Enable today, so make sure you hang out for those. And then we're going to go into that Q&A session as I had mentioned. So for those of you on the crowd who haven't heard about Autotask or haven't heard about us in a while, who is Autotask? And Autotask is the world's #1 provider of cloud-based IT business management software, born and built in the cloud, purpose-built for technology solution providers since 2001. We're really focused on services automation, and typically in the past, you see some of those types of software there. You might have used point solutions. Autotask has taken all of these different types of modules, all different parts of your business, put them under one house, put them in one cloud, so that they can all talk to each other. Because when you're out there using the CRM for sales and marketing, you want to make sure that your sales guy understands what's going on with your client in the service desk. Especially if it's a client of yours that you're trying to upsell. You don't want to be trying to upsell them at a time when your service desk might not be supporting them the way that they need to. They might have some open tickets, and in the past, those two systems might have been divided. You might have been using, maybe a different type of CRM, and you're using a different service desk, and now you're not having the communication that you need in your business to really scale. Project management is in-house under Autotask. Time and expense, contracts and billing. It's just going to really allow you to work better with your network. And your network's not just your LinkedIn connections. It's not just your Facebook friends. Your network is everyone that means something to you and your business. And that's what I'm talking about, your sales guy, your service desk manager. These guys need to be on the same page if you're going to have a successful business. And Autotask is a system that's going to help you do it. And especially if you're working with someone like Enable, we're going to have more pieces of your business talking together. So you see there that within your network, you're going to be able to do some things like ticket sharing. Client Access Portal is a piece of Autotask that's going to allow you to really communicate better with your clients, give them the ability to set up their own first level 1 tickets, because they're going to be punching in the information rather than them calling in, taking up your admin's time, and then all of a sudden you're doing double entry because now you have to enter it into a system when they could have done that for you. Autotask TaskFire is a piece of our software that's going to allow you to communicate and work better in collaboration with internal IT staffs. And as you start to go and try and win some of those bigger deals, maybe in the health vertical or something along those lines where they've got internal IT staffs, now that's not going to be a stopping point for you. Because there's a lot of gatekeepers in these internal IT staffs who are going to think, hey, this guy's coming in here trying to take my job. In reality, you're trying to make their life a little bit easier and take some of the load off of them. This is going to be a way for you to collaborate with them, have all of your tickets flown in and out of one system so that you guys are working together and you're actually giving them benefit and they can realize that benefit rather than keeping you away from actually getting through to a decision maker in a sale. Universal outsourcing with our subcontractor portal, and of course the online community. We're getting up there towards 60,000 users spread out around 70 plus countries, all sharing workflows, all sharing best practices, and all talking together in community.autotask.com on a regular basis. And we like to say we like to replace at least 5 different applications in your solution set. And I just talked about a few of those things, but even to that point, I think we can replace a few more for you. It's all about being open at this company, and being a SaaS-based organization, you really have to make sure that you're open to all the different browsers. And if a few of you guys haven't checked back with us in the past couple of years, you would know that about 2 years ago, we were only Internet Explorer. And to that point, we've made a heavy investment development-wise to make sure that from Chrome, Firefox, and especially Safari for some of the Mac users out there, that you're able to access Autotask through these browsers. And to that point, I don't even have Internet Explorer installed on my machines, and I'm on Autotask every day, multiple times. And then once you've actually in there accessing Autotask from the executive down to the admin level, everyone in your organization is going to have a different piece of Autotask for them, a different slice, a different flavor. And so that you're able to set different rights for different people as well, because not everyone needs the same types of rights, and we want to make sure that you're able to do that. And we like to say we're open in the middle, and by that we mean that we have very customizable workflows and notification types that you can set up that are going to flow with how you're already doing business, but just take some of those extra steps out of your day. We're going to automate some of those steps, give you back that time so you can be out there spending that time on billable stuff. So you're not sending out there sending 10 emails out so that all your techs know something's going on. Now Autotask is going to do that for you. It's going to allow you to get that time back. And what your most precious resource is as a service consultant, service business, is your time. You can't get it back. And thankfully the Mayans were wrong, and we've still got time to give. So that's what Autotask is going to allow you to do there. And you can see on the red line right there from RMM, storage, backup, Outlook, Exchange. These are all types of integration partners we have, and especially when you see the RMM on the left-hand side there. Enable is a great partner out there with us. We work very closely with them on our integration, make sure that our customers are happy together. We have many joint customers that we speak to on a regular basis, and they're a great company to work with. And Autotask is going to help you generate revenue across the 4 critical stages to securing clients for life. And while Kevin's about to come up and talk to you about how to package some of your things, I want to walk you through here a typical sales cycle. And you start in that sales and consulting role, and you're trying to win that one-time deal. So you're in there, maybe you're using the CRM, using accounts, contacts, quotes, pipeline, and group email, all of these things within Autotask so that you can try and win that one-time deal with a new prospect. All of a sudden you do a great job because you were able to do good follow-up. You had notifications going out to these people. You win that one-time solution. Now you're in there, you're using projects, contracts, resources, phase and tasks, time and expense and billing. You did a fantastic job on that one-time solution. So now let's build some predictability. Well, this is where we're getting to talking about some of the stuff Kevin is. Because when you have predictability in your business, you're able to plan much better. So you're going to try and sell them some managed cloud and support services. All of a sudden now you're using your service desk, contracts, tickets and alerts, of course coming in from Enable, service level agreements so that you can differentiate yourself from some of your competitors out there, time and expense and billing, of course. And now you've got managed services in place. You've got a more regular relationship with this prospect. You've become their trusted advisor. You've become their outsourced IT department. They've got HR. They've got accounting. Those departments stick around. Why don't you? You're just as crucial to their business. And if you really understand their vertical and understand and you can talk to them, this is real-life situations where your technology that you're suggesting can help them out. You're going to become that trusted advisor. We just hit 2013. Kevin and I were just talking about how quickly it's already going. But, when you can actually become that trusted advisor, you start to make suggestions, recommendations. You're building work for yourself because you understand their vertical. You understand their business, so you can, with confidence, tell them this is what you're going to need. You're going to need this server. You're going to need that, and I'm going to be the one to do it for you. So you build that in there. Now maybe they're using Client Access Portal, TaskFire, because they've got an internal IT staff. You're showing them the reports, showing them that you're doing what you say you're going to do. You're sending them surveys. Make sure you keep sure that they're a happy customer and that one text bad day doesn't mess it up. Maybe you're setting up a knowledge base so they can do some self-healing, take the load off you. And then all of a sudden it goes right back to the beginning. Next year starts over and you're back in that sales and consulting role. And that's how Autotask is going to help you generate revenue across the 4 critical stages to securing a client for life. And that is my breakneck 10-minute pitch of Autotask. And with that, I know you guys are here to hear Kevin talk about how to drive more recurring revenue with the right MSP packages. So welcome to Kevin Kirkpatrick from one of our favorite partners, Enable Technologies. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you very much, Rich, and thank you all for joining us today. Very excited to be here and to be presenting with Rich and Autotask. Autotask has been a fantastic partner, and one of the reasons we find Autotask is such a great partner is because we share a common goal. At Enable, we are very much focused on creating the best MSPs in the world and making the most successful MSPs in the world. And we find that Autotask as a partner is as focused on the business objectives, not just delivering world-class technology. Our topic for today is designed to help address some of the fundamental questions that an IT provider faces when they start looking at entering into the managed services market. Questions like, how do I structure my services? What do I include? What do I not include? How do I ensure that I've got the right mix of services to drive recurring revenue from all of my customers? And how do I ensure that I'm proposing and delivering the right type of service to the right type of customer? So we're going to endeavor to try and answer some of those questions today. Before I do, though, a couple of just quick facts about Enable Technologies. For those of you that aren't familiar with us, we are the industry-leading remote monitoring, management, and automation platform. Managed service providers leverage our technology to deliver services, both managed services and ongoing IT services to their clients, to automate as much of that activity as possible, and to monitor that and report back to those clients to ensure they're delivering value on a regular basis. Delivering technology, though, is only part of our value proposition. As I mentioned before, a big part of what we do is work with our partners from a business level. How do you take to market your managed services offerings? Are you crafting your managed services strategy? And partnering with our IT solution providers and our MSP partners to ensure that they are fully maximizing on the revenue opportunity that's available to them. So given that, I want to share some of the information and the knowledge that we have and that we've developed as we've worked with our partners. In terms of an agenda, I'm going to start briefly by going through the IT services landscape as we see it and talk about some of the common paradigms when it comes to the end customers and their different profiles and what that means for us from a managed services standpoint. From there, I'm going to go into some sample managed services programs, and I think this is really the most important part of the content here. We'll go through 4 real-life structured examples of MSP offerings that our partners take to market. We'll go through the value proposition, the common inclusions and exclusions, and then we'll have some brief discussion around pricing. I'll finish off by discussing some of the resources that are available to enable partners to help them take these MSP programs to market, and then I'll hand things back to Rich for a Q&A session. So if we look at the managed services market, we have always used what's called the Gartner maturity model to help us, describe the evolution of IT services. And really what this does is it talks about the maturity of IT service delivery. At the lowest maturity level, we have what we should all be familiar with, break-fix. This is usually the starting point for an IT provider, and the relationship with the end client is, fundamentally the same as that I have with my auto mechanic, right? Computers break, they call me, I send out a tech, and then I send them a bill for the amount of time required to resolve the particular issue, and that's the end of my relationship with that customer until something else occurs, until there's a new error or a new issue to resolve. From there, we can move up into the next level of maturity, what we call responsive, and this is adding a little bit more structure to that break-fix type of relationship. Maybe we've got some basic SLAs and contracts in place. Maybe we have, block time or, service agreements there, or we're doing some basic fundamental monitoring. But, essentially the primary relationship is still break-fix and, time and materials type billing, but we've got some more structure, setting the terms of the relationship with the end client. And from there into proactive and managed, we get into what we would call, quote-unquote, traditional managed services, where we are outsourcing some or all of the IT requirements for that particular organization and acting as their IT department. And then getting into the value stage, this is where we're talking about, IT as a utility, cloud services, things of that nature. Now, what's really interesting, given that kind of high-level overview, is the concept of penetration. The managed services market, which has, traditionally been defined as this, proactive or managed type maturity level, an average MSP will get to the point where they convert about 20% of their clients or sell new customers, so they get to about 20% mix, where that, those 20% of their customers are on a proactive or a managed type contract and driving recurring revenue, but the vast majority, the remainder, will continue to be supported in a break-fix fashion. And when we look at the industry as a whole, so not just individual customers, we see the market distribution agrees with us and is actually even a little bit worse, that SMB adoption of these traditional fully outsourced, I'm acting as your IT department type managed services only represent about 12% of the market. So what that means is that we're not driving recurring revenue from 80-90% of the SMBs that are out in the marketplace. This represents both an opportunity and a problem for MSPs. The objective here is to try and drive recurring revenue from our entire customer base, and we need to understand how we can do that. Well, the first step to understanding that is to understand, why do we have this buying pattern?